I believe most of the things that were done back in the day were perfectly normal, like bringing manga to school and stuff, talking about anime at school. All of that stuff is normal. You niggas that Naruto ran in the hallways during middle school, you're crazy. I can't defend that.
Racist against rappers, they all look the same to him. They used to beg him not to egg him on Halloween. He told him holler back with the suede Pumas, dollar green. Nah, I mean, heat it up till the temperature tarball. Y'all just gawk like gargoyle.
Yo, what's up? As somebody who is definitely a self-proclaimed black nerd, I might have a lot to say, or I might be in agreement with what he's about to say. I don't know. But I got a video called The Truth About Black Nerds by Antonio Speaks. And I don't have to, prove myself, but behind this green screen is literally a shelf of over 100+ video games that I've been collecting over the past couple of years. So I think I might have a couple of things that I want to say about this, depending on what kind of angle he goes at it. Is he finna be one of those people that's gonna say, you did it to yourself? Or I don't know. We gonna see.
Black nerds, aka blurs, is the topic of
Blurs? I've never heard nobody call it blurs.
Today's video. Now me, I consider myself a nerd, but some may not. So for example, I love video games. I've been playing them since the age of 7. I've always loved sci-fi films, consumed about
Prometheus. Prometheus is a pretty legendary pull.
Every DC and Marvel comic. On the flip side, I'm not into anime, but growing up,
Okay, I forgive you.
I was very into films like Teen Titans, Samurai Jack, Avatar: The Last.
All of those anime inspired, by the way, but I guess he's about to say that.
Airbender. So I guess to some it would be debatable. So within the black community, especially growing up in the hood, being a nerd or just even consuming the culture will make you stand out. It goes against what's stereotypical for black people. This is a flaw within the black community that I do not like. I say this all the time, but as black people, we are not a monolith, and we got to start respecting that within the community.
Okay, I like it so far. So yeah, man, not every black person is built the same. Not every black person is going to be into the same things. Not every black person is going to be into the same type of culture, same type of interest, same genre of music. There's probably black dudes out there who listen to anime music on repeat. I'm not one of them, but there probably is a couple. I think I know a handful that do. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There was a period in time though when it was like you definitely had to put up a front just to fit in, and that was probably like one of the wackest time periods. I'm gonna be real with you, because like why do I gotta convince you that I'm cool? Like I'm good on that, bro. I'm just gonna keep enjoying the stuff that I like.
I'll say this though, I feel like in 2025 being a nerd is kind of cool. Let's say versus the 2010s or the 90s. It is most definitely more acceptable now.
I want to talk about how all of a sudden being a nerd is in, and we're erasing all of like that awful childhood stuff that happens to so many of us.
And they're still making videos daily saying that none of this is real. It was all because y'all stink. Nah, I'm not gonna lie though. The whole cultural rewrite, it is kind of crazy. So basically, let me just give you my rundown of it, right? So basically, there's a lot of people who are online who are saying, hey, look, it's cool that being a nerd is cool now, but let's not act like y'all weren't acting like everything that you're suddenly so interested in now was whack just a handful of years ago. And there's a good bit of people online who absolutely just refuse to accept the fact that, you niggas there was a lot of you niggas that did do a 180. Ain't nothing wrong with it. The cultural pendulum swings. It shifts and swings, bro. It changes every time. But to sit here and to try to act like, nah, it's because you were weird. That's where it's like, all right, bro. Like, come on, man. Let's not act like if you saw a nigga. Let's not sit here and pretend that if you saw a nigga, right, that had like anime background on his laptop, on his school given laptop, or an anime profile picture. Let's not act like back in 2015 earlier, let's not act like that's not something that wouldn't have got you clowned on. Okay, not all the time, but that's definitely something that would have got clowned on back in the day. Okay, now it's the norm. You know what I'm saying? So let's not try to pretend. And obviously, yeah, there is a handful of people that were like, that definitely kind of did it to themselves. There is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I believe most of the things that were done back in the day were perfectly normal, like bringing manga to school and stuff, talking about anime at school. All of that stuff is normal. You niggas that Naruto ran in the hallways during middle school, you're crazy. I can't defend that. You know what I'm saying? But that's not everybody, okay? And to act like that everybody who's saying, yeah, I used to get bullied for liking this stuff that's suddenly super popular now, is like, you're crazy if you're saying that everybody who's experienced this just happened to be a weirdo or a stink ball or something back in the day. Like, you just don't want to admit that niggas used to be bullies and now they've done a 180. Like, y'all really, like, that's not nothing on us. That's on you niggas. Ooh, I'm down. Oh, damn. Okay, I thought I stopped the recording.
Because now it's, oh, we weren't bullying y'all because y'all were into anime. We were bullying y'all because y'all stank. Or y'all were always doing something weird. A few. A lot of y'all were bullying us just for being into different things.
Exactly.
I went to many schools with other smart black kids. I love to read. And I got the pants bullied off of me for liking to read in a smart school. I had my black card revoked so often, I'm pretty sure I'm still in black folk debt. Because, like, I don't think I have one.
That's crazy.
White girl, whitest black girl I know, Oreo,
Oreo is a crazy. Yeah. I feel like Oreo is a universal experience for most black nerds, bro. Like, no, dude, you don't need to be white just to like nerdy things, dude.
be white, all of it, all the time.
And I tell you, like, see, these new age black geeks, they would never understand how it was to be a black geek back in the 2000s and 2010s.
Telling
Now, that
you.
was the trenches.
No, for real, bro. Like I said, shout out to my boy. I ain't gonna say his name. Shout out to my boy Rue. He brought a Full Metal Alchemist manga to school one time, and them niggas did not ever let him live it down. That's literally the only thing he did. During our reading time in middle school, he pulled out a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood manga. That's how me and his friendship started, because I was like, oh, I love Full Metal Alchemist. The mother niggas in that classroom, they seen that and they was on his ass. You're into that weird Japanese shit? Like, what?
I consider myself a black geek activist because, bro, back in the day, bro, I had to defend my hobby. Like, y'all don't understand. The insults were crazy. Like, we would be talking about, like, normal, like, crap in front of everybody, and then, like, we would go home on our computer and be having discussions about anime with people online. Like, people don't understand. Back then...
See, okay. So, how it was for me was... I didn't have full access to a computer until I got to high school. You know what I'm saying? Until then, the only computer I had was the school given laptops, and occasionally I could find somebody that could jailbreak the laptop or whatever. So I wasn't in the discussion forums or nothing, but I watched so much anime, bro. Like, oh my God, dude. Like, oh my God. I think pretty much every summer in middle school and my freshman and sophomore years of summer of high school, I was like, I was not leaving the house. I was just waking up watching anime. I ain't gonna say the rest, but then I would go to sleep, bro. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy, dude. And I was aware enough to know that if I were to make it obvious that I was into anime back in the day, I would have gotten bullied. I never personally got bullied, but I had so many anime friends that I knew in school that absolutely got tore apart because niggas found out that they liked anime, or they were into like Star Trek or Star Wars and stuff. It was crazy. It was crazy back in the day. It was the Wild West.
Most of our anime discussions or geek discussions were like on the internet. They were not in real life, because if you even spoke about anime, like, you were about to get ostracized real quick.
Now, for me, y'all, I did not have these problems. And that's why I kind of think to myself, was I really a nerd, or am I really a nerd? But looking back, I was most definitely a nerd, bro.
You were a nerd. You just, you lucked out. Cause dude, like, I say this, my middle school was awful, but my high school experience was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people can't say that. Middle school, I hated every day of middle school. High school, I loved it. Okay? Because, I started just kind of not caring in high school, and I just kind of, like, was being myself, and I didn't really get, like I said, I never got bullied for being a nerd, so I was chilling in high school. But in middle school, bro, that shit was treacherous. Nigga, I was keeping to myself. I wasn't telling nobody nothing. You know what I'm saying? I seen it happen to other people firsthand, and I didn't want those problems. So I just kept my mouth shut. I didn't have a phone. I didn't You know what I'm saying? I didn't really know how to use a computer, so I didn't know how to change the background and stuff. I was good. But all my other homeboys, no. Them niggas was in the trenches, bro. And I felt for them.
This was me in the 10th grade. I mean, I had a 4.0 GPA, was in pretty much all AP classes, dog. I was textbook nerd. The thing about it is, as a black nerd, you really just gotta find your group of people. And even just being a nerd in general, I hate this talking point because even nerds in the white community are done the same way. Like,
I got bullied for liking anime, and then I got bullied for wearing.
Yeah, no, it's not just a strictly black nerd thing. It's a nerd thing in general. That's what I wasn't saying it was just strictly a black nerd thing. I'm saying it's a nerd thing in general. Okay? Let's not act like I hate the people who have popularized nerdy stuff and now are trying to rewrite it as if nerdy stuff wasn't uncool a couple years ago. That's all I'm gonna say. I ain't gonna repeat
Anime
myself.
and an Avatar t-shirt, and like that I liked Pokemon, and that I carried it.
Some people were OD with it. I knew this one girl, she wore, I shit you not, bro, she wore Death Note tights to school, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that was on her. I was like, you know what, bro, I don't even, the bullies are kind of right. Like, I don't know what to say to that, bro.
Yes, and I was in bands. Like and I had braces, and I had glasses. There was just so many reasons, and I had short hair. There was just so many reasons to get bullied that, like, getting into Kingdom Hearts was another reason I didn't want to get bullied.
Don't worry, we're gonna make it. We've been looking for clues to find Clay.
Oh, I'm sorry. The clue board? You mean my clue board?
So all those nerds in high school, like the weird theater kids and the anime people.
Hi, weird theater kid.
Anime.
Captain of the speech and debate team.
I was in theater too. I was in theater. I was in band. I was in honors. I was in all honors. And then when I got to high school, I took AP Chem, one of the worst mistakes of my life. But I still, man.
Anime fan.
You know who I'm talking about. The people we didn't hang out with.
Thank God for that, by the way.
So they've grown up now, and they're the ones making the laws. They're the Mark Zuckerbergs. They're the Faucis of the world of fucking nerds.
I hate to break it to you, but
I'm not gonna lie, you just sound like a cornball. Like, that's clearly rage bait, and it's the corniest rage bait I've ever seen, gang. Like, you're using the word nerd as a genuine insult in the Big 2-5. Like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. The Flintstones are requiring their IP back, gang. Like, let's be real.
But those effing nerds are not just the Mark Zuckerbergs and Fauci's. They're highly successful, influential people because it turns out hitting the books actually was helpful.
this isn't just a black thing. Maybe the talking points of, you know, you're acting white is that talking point, but as far
Yeah, getting called an Oreo, that was crazy. That was crazy. Niggas was cutting. I was definitely getting, like, the closest thing to being bullied for being a nerd back in the day for me was being called an Oreo.
as far as you getting bullied or looked down upon is pretty much the same way. Kids are mean. Like I stated, you have to find your people. And with me, I had a different group of friends for like pretty much every situation. Like growing up in the hood, those were like the hood friends. Then when I got to school, you know, me being in like different classes, I kind of met my nerd friends. So I had that group of friends and I had my friends that was back in
Literally in high school, bro, me and one of my other homeboys, we started D&D club. You know what I'm saying? It don't get nerdier than that, gang. I had a group of friends for nerdy stuff, like for video games and D&D. I had a group of, you know, just white friends. I had a group of black friends. I had a group of friends in band. I have a lot of Hispanic friends. Oh my God, nigga, you know how many 15s I had to go to? Holy smokes. I got drunk at all of them. Them boys was tossing beers out like hotcakes. But he's right. You just got to find your people, bro. Some people are social butterflies and are able to adapt to most other situations, slight code switch with certain groups of people. Some people just can't. And, you know, when you're just stuck in one zone, one area, one lane, and that lane becomes the lane that gets ridiculed, you know what I'm saying? It's understandable why there's so many people that are coming online being frustrated at the fact that being nerdy is cool now, when it used to be like you would actually get bullied for this shit back in the day.
the hood. And also I played sports. I love sports. So, you know, I had my friends from basketball.
Yeah, I did play football for a couple of years, but I was Never left JV. Not even gonna talk about it.
Basketball. The one thing I did deal with though that I hated was me being labeled a game freak. Like I just love playing the game. I remember growing up, bro, like they'll come knock on my door for me to come outside. I'd be like, bro, I'm on a game and I don't feel like coming inside. Like, you a game freak, bro, get out. But I always felt like it was just like with love. Like they was joking, but it was with love. And I stated this in one of my second channel videos. I feel like the black community, our love language is joking. So, you know, maybe sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yo niggas, like, yo homeboys, yo niggas, they gonna clown the fuck out of you for every little thing, bro. But you know, but as soon as somebody that's not cool with y'all says something crazy about you, it's like, hold on, bro. Whoa. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, bro.
These jokes were hurting your feelings, but it wasn't like meant in that way. This isn't justifying it, but that's my thought. Anyways, with them already having this backlash from the black community, in return, they end up being very anti-black.
Like, it's not that I didn't want to connect with black people, but I didn't know any other blurs that like Minecraft.
You unironically just said blurs. I don't even want to finish this TikTok.
Blur put me closer to whiteness, not because I wanted to hang out with white people, but I just wanted to hang out with that like Minecraft. Do you get what I'm saying?
I like how he censored niggas. Yeah, because you were like making a TikTok like this is kind of willingly throwing your black card out. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand growing up that you are seeing like a very, very tight-knit, closed community. It's a lot of people out there. It's a lot of people out in the world. Don't think that the people you grew up with are the only groups of people you'll ever interact with. Like, don't limit yourself like that. If you grew up around a lot of ignorant ass niggas, don't think that all niggas is ignorant. Just don't do that. Don't do that.
I didn't know any other blurs that like Minecraft. And a blur put me.
I loved Minecraft. I got Minecraft for the 360 when it first came out because I had AB honor roll, and that was what I asked for Christmas. I loved it. Okay, that's back before you could. It didn't even have a hunger bar. You couldn't even go to the Nether.
Closer to whiteness, not because I wanted to hang out with white people, but I just wanted to hang out with that like Minecraft. Do you get what I'm saying? I just want to say it is incredibly dangerous to be in close proximity to whiteness no matter what. And the reason why I say that is because I think hanging around with people that like Minecraft and everything definitely ingrained some self-hating attributes to me. It's not because of Minecraft, but it's the proximity to whiteness.
Within the nerd culture, there is.
Okay, I guess you might have. See, I guess I understand what you're saying. Because it's really easy to lose yourself, and in order to connect with other people, you start adapting and adopting their ideals and stuff. I've just never dealt with that problem. I've never had a friend who like believes something and then it made me want to believe that. You know what I'm saying? If I don't believe it, I'm just not gonna believe it. You know, and if I feel like you're the type of person that's just got like an insane prejudice or insane type of view of somebody, bro, that's not for me to fix. That's for you to fix, gang. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be around something like that. All of my friends, I can say, are pretty level-headed and reasonable people. You know, we don't agree on everything, but you don't have to agree with everything with your friends, but there are some hard limits. You know what I'm saying? There's plenty of nerds out there. There's plenty of nerds out there that aren't gonna make you want to revoke your blackness. You know what I'm saying?
It's not a lot of black representation. Just think about it. You're constantly consuming this media of people that don't look like you while receiving this hate from the people that look like you. That is going to turn into internalized racism.
Okay, I didn't think about it like that. I can understand how that could turn into internalized racism. I'm a stubborn guy. I'm a stubborn dude, bro. You're not gonna make me hate black people just because you hate them. You know what I'm saying?
And I say this all the time, but everything is a alt-right pipeline, and the nerd culture is no different.
Yo, what happened to the nerd community, bro? When did we become Republicans, bro? When did we become conservative? What happened? What happened? We don't like girl power now because it's the feminist agenda. You didn't like Kim Possible.
I saw someone say, when did the nerd community just become another avenue or pipeline for right-wing grifting? And the answer is simple. The same way that the gym community became just another avenue for right-wing grifting. And
I knew about a lot of gym bros becoming conservative. I don't know, bro. I haven't interacted with a lot of like conservative nerds. Like I know maybe one or two, but most other nerds that I've interacted with aren't really conservative like that. So I don't know.
Right-wing content. The same way like dating advice stuff has just become another avenue
Oh,
for
yeah.
right-wing grifting.
Definitely.
What does the gym community, the dating advice community, and the nerd community all have in common? It's full of lonely people. A lot of people in the nerd community
Loneliness can turn into hatred real quick.
get into nerd shit because they're lonely. A lot of people start working out because they're heartbroken and they're lonely. A lot of people get into dating advice content because they're lonely.
Yeah.
Lonely people are very easy to manipulate. If you find a lonely person and you tell them you're the victim, everybody else except you is the problem, now go buy my course, that's basically an infinite money
Yeah, nah, them niggas do be brainwashing people.
glitch. That's why. It's just lonely people.
And it's not even just conservatives. It's like the super right wing niggas that be doing this shit, bro.
Who crave acceptance and a sense of community are taken advantage of just in the way that cults do. Like, it's really not that complicated.
Now the anti-blackness goes up another notch because a lot of black males in the nerd space feel like black women just hate them.
Oh, this is okay. I'm so glad he said something about this, bro. I'm not gonna lie. All that other stuff, bro, okay. You know what I mean? What the yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. There is very few communities where black women get as much hate as they do than the black nerd community. I have seen multiple videos, multiple tweets, multiple people saying, like, talking about how black girls do not like nerdy guys. And it's like, no, nigga. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. If I say black woman and you envision like a sexy red or an Ice Spice, then you clearly just you're already tainted, bro. You're too far gone. You know what I'm saying?
I'm curious to know if this is actually a thing.
Black women will ignore men like this because he's too weird. Then see him with a woman like this and all of a sudden label him a sellout until he achieves success. Oh my god, bro. I swear, bro. Y'all are hating black women to justify dating white women. You can date a white woman if you want to, bro. You don't need to put down black women to do it.
Black women will ignore men that look like this because he's weird, lame, nerdy, until he achieves success. Then see him with a woman like this, and then all of a sudden label him a sellout. Let's be real. A lot of y'all don't like black women to begin with.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's because you don't think black women can be nerds. It's you think that black women, you run into like maybe 2 ghetto queens in your lifetime, and you just equate that to all black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Okay. Like, holy schmoly, bro. All black women are not anti-nerd. You know what I'm saying? Just because you couldn't shoot your shot with the popular girls that were being passed around by the jocks at the high school doesn't mean suddenly all black women are like that. You know what I'm saying? Every school has its handful of little Tatianas that you just gotta ignore, bro.
If you're a D1 athlete or comic book nerd, there's a very small majority of black men that do not like black women.
Yeah.
Now, why is that? I couldn't tell you. But at the end of the day, this argument right here could be a little bit valid if we're considering that there are unrealistic expectations for black men, especially young black men in this economy and in this world right now. And there is that stigma of hypermasculinity in the black community. This automatically would make nerds and simps unattractive and certainly undesirable.
Black girls called you ugly? So do you want me to believe that the white girls called you handsome?
Yo, Dr. Umar is crazy. Dr. Umar is saying he's a hilarious dude, but sometimes when he spits, bro, he spits, and you just can't say nothing. You can't say nothing about it.
Once again,
we gotta run that back, bro. We gotta run that back.
Active and certainly undesirable.
Black girls called you ugly? So do you want me to believe that the white girls called you handsome?
Once again.
Yo.
And I did not experience this. This isn't to say it's not true, but I just feel like it's the way you carry yourself. And also you just gotta find your like swagger, you know? There's a stereotype of like the smash bro type of hairstyle.
Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Maybe
nah, bro.
or like swagger, you know? There's a stereotype of like the smash bro.
I did go to a Smash Brothers tournament one time, and I absolutely got swamped by a nigga who was playing this with a young Link. I never went back to a tournament ever again, bro.
Type of hairstyle. Maybe your lips be crusty. In simple terms, man, you just gotta have game. White nerds go through the same problem while talking to white women. So like, I hate that correlation.
And then they go to the black girls who are looking for the Labradors. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I mean? Like what? Okay.
Well, and I think what the problem is, a lot of people be holding on to what happened in high school.
That's what I literally just said, bro. Speak. That's what I'm saying. Just because you got shot down by a couple of little thoughts in high school doesn't mean that equates for the entire gender, bro. Like, oh my God, you're a little tight-knit. I know it seems like you've experienced the worst of the worst, bro. But I'm telling you, high school and college, it's not even 0.1% of the entire population. And you know what I'm saying? You just literally got to get out.
Be the glory days or those be the bad days. It's been 10 years, bro. We don't care that you scored a touchdown in 10th grade. And yes, you may have been bullied in high school, but let that shit go, brother. My entire friend group is majorly made up of nerds. My best friend, this is us when we graduated. He was valid.
He looked like Ben from RDC.
Victorian, I was like maybe 4th in the class. Now he is most definitely considered a nerd. I mean, huge WWE fan, very into anime.
Oh yeah. He sound like a real nigga, bro. I love WWE. Once we past 2014, bro, I ain't gonna lie, it fell off for me. Like, as soon as Triple H became the CEO, I was like, yeah, I'm cool, bro.
He loves video games, but he's never had a problem talking to black women. And big shout out to my boy. He just graduated from Clemson University, 2 years ago?
What?
So now, we just got off the game a few hours ago.
I feel like a big part of the black nerd experience is going back trying to watch your favorite YouTubers and realizing just how much racist commentary was throughout the entire video. Like, when did Jen calling Michael Jackson a monkey fly over my head? Huh? Or that one try not to laugh challenge where they just straight up said the N-word. Huh?
Damn, I don't know these YouTubers. I don't know what YouTubers you talking about. I was watching Markiplier. I was watching Berleezy, RDC. I'm cool.
And I really got a bone to pick with Pat Jim because I used to go crazy for some Pat. Like, you can ask around. We used to go crazy for some Pat Jim. Even now with past sobriety, it was a black woman's video that I saw use this hashtag. Yet, okay. And not even just them, like other gaming channels and YouTubers too, especially in gaming. And I can already
there is a lot of bro. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. I have a gaming channel, by the way, but I'm not like that. The gaming community is pretty well known, especially back in the day. That toxic talk was just normal. And it wasn't supposed to be okay, but it kind of was back in the day. Now that we're looking at it with hindsight, we realize how bad it was.
The whole, it was a different time argument. I can get that. It's really the fact that black kids really never had a safe space. And I feel like that's why it's so easy for them to be indoctrinated into like the red pill pipeline.
Kind of makes sense. She's kind of cooking. I can understand.
Because it was just small stuff in every single video that we could even like explore within like the nerd genre.
For example, like me growing up, the biggest gaming YouTuber in the world was PewDiePie. And, I watched his videos, but like it was something off. I couldn't really connect with him.
And you're about to talk about the bridge incident?
This was before he had the whole N-word incident, but it was extremely rare for me to find another black gaming content creator. And
they were out there though. They were out there. Like, I'm telling you, Berleezy, Corey, RDC. I mean, Dashy's pretty much in the black. I feel like Dashy's one of us at this point, bro. It don't even matter at this point.
That's why I give so much praise to creators like Berleezy, RDC World, Corey S. Kenshin, because, bro, representation matters. And it's like growing up in these nerd spaces, we rarely get it. And that is why I love that with the visibility that TikTok brings in 2025, I've been finding some amazing like comic book creators that are making pro-black comics for black people, bro.
Bro, the original people who made Static Shock, bro. Like, come on, man.
This right here is my comic book known as the Black Fist, and this is one of the most popular series in the Battle Chi universe. Let's talk about it. Black Fist takes place in the 1960s. It's about a superpowered alien that piques the interest of a KKK Grand Wizard that fears he is a danger to the world and to his community.
I made a comic book. This is it. It's called Astro's Falter. Astros is a supernatural,
See, I'm not much of a
horror-themed comic series.
See, I'm not much of a comic book reader. I'm much more of a like I like watching. I like. Okay, I'm weird with it. Okay, I don't read the comic books, but I like watching videos breaking down comic books and stuff and talking about different comic book heroes and stuff.
With a comedic and cozy twist. The story takes place in this timeline and in this universe. It's a story about a girl who spends her entire life training against the invisible demons that roam our world, all before the magical seal keeping her invulnerable to demons begins to disappear.
Now, I ended up making a post on
I want to see what that nigga ranting for vengeance got to say about that.
my Instagram. Make sure y'all go follow this, by the way. And I was curious on what was my black nerd's experience.
Being a black nerd was some crazy plot progression. If you liked any type of anime, niggas were gonna fry your shit alive. And the crazy thing about it is the same people that would be trying to clown you would be the same people trying to be in group projects with you and the same people trying to copy answers. But I'm not gonna lie, going to college was probably the best decision I ever made, bro.
Exactly, bro, because you realize that it's not everybody. You realize that you just happen to have a terrible spawn. That's all it was.
Found my community here. There's a bunch of black nerds here, and we've shared things with each other, and you know, I feel welcomed. I don't feel judged or anything like that, man. And you know, people are a lot more accepting here. But to be honest with you, man, I've absolutely loved the journey. Like this upcoming spring 2026, I'm graduating with my bachelor's of science in psychology, bro, and we're going to med school after that.
Bless up, bro. Bless up.
To all my black nerds out there, don't be afraid to be you, bro.
We really need to talk about the hatred for black women in the black nerd community.
Nah, for real, bro. Black women get done so dirty in the black nerd community. Oh my god, bro. It's literally just a cycle. It's a cycle.
Because a lot of black nerds, they like hang with white nerds, of course, and they want to be accepted by them. So then they just start shitting on black women and be like,
the ideals.
Yeah, they're ghetto, and just start talking shit about them, right? And then also talk bad about women in general. A lot of nerds, they can't get girls, so they gotta talk shit about them. And also, along with the red pill community, because a lot of the nerds, they want to get their anime physique, so they start watching those workout videos, and then those workout videos turn into how to get girls videos.
Yeah, how to pick up chicks.
Also turns into
signs that she
hating
likes
women
you.
videos.
My experience of being a black nerd is a bit different from other people, not only because of the era that I grew up in, but also because of the environment. With me being a 2000s kid, I was never really feeling ostracized for being a nerd because nerdy shit was everywhere. Now I'm an inner city kid. I grew up in lower income neighborhoods, and there were a lot of black folks within those neighborhoods. So a lot of us bonded over these things that would be looked at as nerdy. There's a reason that schools would ban Yu-Gi-Oh cards. There's a reason schools would ban all the Bakugan toys and Beyblades. And
Bakugan is a legendary pull, bro. I managed to get my hands on, I don't know where it went. I'm so mad I lost it. I managed to get my hands on the Bakugan that you could put together and make a giant mech, bro. Oh my god, dude. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I felt like the shit when I got that.
So every kid that grew up in the 2000s had that feeling of watching a cartoon on Saturday morning and holding in that excitement when Monday came. Everyone couldn't wait to gather around the lunch table and talk about the latest episode of Dragon Ball or Sonic X or whatever was on Saturday morning.
See, I never had that experience. I would have loved to have that kind of experience. Sonic X is crazy, bro. What? Every time I find out that people watch Sonic X, I'm just left in a state of shock.
But what I'm trying to get at is there was never really a point in time where being a nerd worked against me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit of a social butterfly. I would hang with the theater kids, I would hang with the anime nerds, the music heads that would rap at the lunch tables. I was bouncing around and talking to everybody.
That's what will do it, bro. Because I kind of had the same experience. I was never bullied by it, but I like I said, I seen other people get bullied by it.
I can't really think of a point in time where liking anime or liking comic books or liking video games, whatever, I can't think of a time where that wasn't cool, especially when the second anime boom happened in the 2010s. If anything, that point in time worked in my favor. Because a lot of black folks who weren't into anime or anything at that time, they knew someone who was. So they would approach me and ask me, hey, what's up with Naruto? What's Attack on Titan about? I heard Dragon Ball is coming back. What's Dragon Ball Super about? If there was someone who wasn't caught up with the latest geekdom, fandom news, they came to me because they knew someone who was. And as far as being a black nerd specifically goes, I don't think there was ever a time where if someone did shame me for being a nerd, it didn't make me want to question whether or not I wanted to be around other black people. I never thought that black people didn't like anything that I was into.
This dude sounded just like me, bro. It's starting to get a little crazy out here.
Dude, that's just ridiculous. Even if you don't know black people who are nerds, you know at least one black person who watched Dragon Ball Z. They may not know jack shit about Power Rangers, but I bet you they know what happened with Goku versus Frieza.
All my black nerds come to the podium. I want y'all to give y'all experience in the comment section. Did you have a similar experience to me? Did you have a similar experience to anyone in this video? I am curious. Also, we hit 90,000 subscribers. Yo, we getting so close to 100K. We closing in on the year 2025. And
For real, bro. Shout out to bro. And yeah, man, like I said, bro, you know, you just gotta remember that whatever you experience in high school, bro, that is a small taste of what the real world has to offer, bro. Do not let those fuck niggas in high school ruin your entire life. Y'all have a blessed one.